Hi guys, it's Queenie here. If you're new to Division 2, you have got a problem. And it's not what you think. The game throws loot at you constantly and 90% of it's trash. But here's the thing, some of the best starter gear in the game is actually easy to farm, and most new players walk right past it because nobody tells them. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what gear to chase, why it works, and how to build something that'll carry you all the way into endgame. Let's get to it. Alright, so here what happens to most new players. You hit level 40, you've got a bag full of random gear, a bit of this brand set, a bit of this gear set, maybe a named item, or you found something else that looks cool, and on hard difficulty, it works fine, yeah? But if you come for a challenging countdown or a heroic control point or a heroic mission and suddenly you're on the floor over and over again and you're thinking, do I need better aim, more armor? 9 times out of 10, it's not you, it is the gear. So here's what I recommend. Pick one build, one gear set, farm for it properly, and don't spread your materials across 6 different half-finished setups. The build I'm going to show you today is the Striker Battlefield, and I know you've probably heard of it. Everyone's talks about Striker, but there's a reason for that. It's the most new player-friendly damage set in the game. And the core loop is dead simple. You shoot things, you hit harder, but there are some things you need to know about how to build it right, because if you just throw 4 pieces on and call it a day, you're leaving a lot of damage on the table. Let me show you exactly how to set it up. Here's the setup for the Striker build. 4 pieces of Striker, mask, holster, gloves and knee pads. That's important because we're not using a chest or backpack from the set. Now let's talk about why. The Striker chest piece increases your max stacks from 100 to 200. On paper, that's double the damage, but in practice, and let's just be honest about the numbers here, you're never at 200 stacks. Enemies die too fast, or you're moving between encounters and no stacks drop. The chest piece looks incredible, but you'll rarely feel the benefit outside legendary missions or raids. The backpack bumps your total weapon damage per stack from 0.65% to 0.9%, so at 100 stacks instead of 65% bonus damage, you're getting 90%. That's a real difference, but it costs you a gear slot, and that slot can do more for your build with a high-end piece instead. So here's what we're going to do instead. For the chest, you want a Ceska piece with Obliterate talent. Ceska gives you 8% crit hit chance right out of the gate, and Obliterate stacks 1% weapon damage for every crit you land, up to 25%. With Striker, rate of fire, you'll hit that in seconds. For the backpack, go with Grupo. That gives you an extra 13% crit hit damage. Put Vigilance talent on it. Vigilance gives you 25% total weapon damage as long as you're not taking damage. Now, I know what you're thinking, Queenie, if I take one bullet, Vigilance drops off and you're right. But here's the thing, with Striker, you're killing enemies so fast that in most content, you're barely getting a shot. And the moment you stop taking damage, Vigilance comes back online in 4 seconds. If you prefer something safer, swap to Unstoppable Force, Companion, but honestly, give Vigilance a try first. I would also get a Ceska backpack with Vigilance, so when we get an Equalizer chest piece, we can actually switch it out and use the Ceska backpack instead of the Grupo backpack. While you're farming, you want to keep your eye out for the Equalizer chest piece. It's a named Unit Allies chest. It comes with perfect Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, double the standard duration, stacking to a higher ceiling than the regular Obliterate. Alright, weapons. This is actually really straightforward. Primary, you want any assault rifle. The Police M4 is fantastic. The FAMAS is faster but hits harder to control. The Carbine 7 is like a laser. Pick what feels good for you. Right now, you can actually farm the Lexington through the stretch goals. That also is a fantastic stable AR. Really, really good. I highly recommend that. What matters more is the talent you want. For solo play, I recommend Killer. For group play, I recommend anything from Optimus, Ranger, Measured, and Strained. Pick what feels good for you. For your secondary, grab an ACS 12, Rock and Roll, Stack Broker, or a Lefty. The damage per shot is nothing special, but the rate of fire is insane. Why does that matter? Because Striker Stack's build is per hit, not per damage. An ACS 12 fire 8 pellets per shot in full auto. You can hit max stacks in about 2 seconds. If you're fighting a chungy enemy or a tank, swap to an ACS 12, dump a mag, and suddenly you're full power. Then switch back to your AR and delete everything. Sidearm, whatever you like. It barely matters for this build. The skills I recommend to use is Reviver Hive, Banshee Pulse, Scanner Pulse, Drone, Turret, Crusade Shield. Pick your pick. Personal preference. You're probably thinking, what's the best way to farm this build? Step 1, we have Countdown. If you haven't already, it's available from the helicopter pilot at the White House, so set your difficulty challenging. Don't do heroic. The enemy skill is an 8-player activity and is brutal. And if you fail, more runs than you complete. 2, when you load into Countdown, open your map and set target loot to strikers. Every piece of loot that drops, you will have a chance to be a striker. Run it a few times and you'll have the full set. It's really that straightforward. For Ceska and Grupo, switch your target loot accordingly. Hunters in Countdown also drop named items at the end, so you might get lucky with something even better. One thing about Countdown, gives you credits, save them, you'll be able to spend them at the Countdown vendor on exotic caches or name caches. If Countdown isn't your thing, then we have Retaliation. It's basically the same thing as Countdown. Go on your Retaliation tab, start a Retaliation, press H, and choose your target loot. Now, as said, Striker is the best starter build, and I stand by that, but I know it's not for everyone. If you want something a bit tankier, Heartbreaker is also brilliant. Same idea, shoot things, it gets stronger, but you get bonus armor with every stack. It's a bit tricky to farm for because we need to make sure we've got crit hit damage on the attributes so we can turn the armor cores into weapon damage. There's another alternative if you want to just get in their face. Hunter's Fury is an absolute beauty of a build. I love that build. It's an SMG and shotgun armor on kill build, and it disorientates enemies when you get a kill. Run with it with gunner specialization for even more armor on kill. It's not as versatile as Striker for range encounters, but in close quarters it shreds. I do have a Hunter's Fury build. The link is in the description if you want to go check that out. But if you're brand new and you want one build that teaches you the fundamentals while still hitting like a truck, go Striker. Here's the best part of the Striker build. It grows with you. As you level your Shade Watch, these offensive stats, crit chance and crit damage, headshot damage, they all stack on top of whatever Striker does. A Striker build at Shade 1000 is night and day compared to Shade 1. You can also start optimizing the pieces, max out your weapon damage rolls, max out your crit chance and crit damage. The build doesn't change, it just hits harder. And when you eventually want to try the Striker chest or backpack, maybe you're doing legendary content where the enemies have the health to reach 200 stacks, you already have a full set. This isn't a build you outgrow, it's a build you refine. If this guide helped you figure out where to start with your gear, drop a like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Let me know in the comments what build you're running right now. If you're going to give this Striker setup a try, if you're new here and want more Division 2 build ideas. Honestly, no clickbait, just honest breakdowns. Hit that subscribe button. I have a playlist of Division 2 builds. You can check it out. And new content every week. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to check out the other videos I have. Bye guys.